program preset. See, you remember.
And needs a second one.
Program preset, and ME1 is the second panel, right? What are the three main layers of video when it comes to the switcher from top down?
Background, DSK.
Master black,
DSK.
DSK,
And program.
and program. Alright? So if master black is on, what goes on program? What goes on program? Black. If master black is turned off and DSK1 is on, what's on program? DSK over what's under it. Program. What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
Oh, it's okay.
Nothing.
Alright?
This is why I don't talk.
Each panel has 4 rows, right? The top 2 rows on each panel are called your key bus. You guys remember? I like it. Third row of program preset is
Background.
program.
Program.
You know, my bus used to be in group, right? Like, the bus is a group, right?
Bus is a row.
Row.
Okay. Now the group is called a bank.
Okay.
So banks, bus, and then a cross point is a bus. But I'll say bus. Where was it going? Oh, so we got program as the third row. And what's the bottom row?
Preset.
Preset. Good. Up in ME1, the top 2 rows are your
Keyboard.
key bus. The third row is
Program.
Background.
background A. Because how many programs do you have on your board? 1. You only have 1 program row. And you only have 1 preset row. So everything above it is either background A or background B. In order to see ME1, what do I have to punch up on program? ME1. ME1 has its own button. You just treat it like a source, like a camera. Ready? ME1, take ME1.
What's the label on that button?
ME1.
Okay, it's right there. Okay,
Simple.
Cool.
We try to make it simple. Alright? This is called your, this area here,
Transition.
transition block. Good. How many transition blocks do you have on your board?
1 per.
2, 1 for each region, right? So here's the transition area for program preview. Here's the transition area for ME1, right? Any questions so far? All right. This right here is called your
FlexiPad.
FlexiPad. Good. Who said that? Man, that was good. FlexiPad. You have a FlexiPad for each region, right? This FlexiPad is here. Your ME1 FlexiPad is up here. Okay? And then bottom right corner is your
Numerical pad.
numerical keypad. Good. And we'll get to that. All right? If I wanted to ready camera 3, where would I punch that?
On the program 3 and program.
So in program preset, which row? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
3.
4. Good. Remember, we always ready it in the most bottom row because we always want to see what's happening in preview before it goes to program. Preview is where we can fix things. Program is our, oh shit, it's on air. There's nothing I can do. Right? Good. So preset here goes to preview there. And then how do I take my preview and take it to my program? Push one of my execution buttons, right? Either cut, which is no effect in 1 frame, or auto trans, which is some kind of effect, right? Either a wipe or a dissolve or a page on or page off, right? What is the manual auto trans button on your switcher?
A lever.
The fader bar.
Oh, sick.
Sick. Right? So, if I wanted to ready camera 2, would I do that in ME1 or program preview?
Program preview.
Program preview, which row? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
4.
4. Ready camera 2, and then how do I dissolve to camera 2?
The fader.
The fader or auto trans, right? Auto trans is 15 frames. The fader bar is however long it takes you to get it from top to bottom. Okay? Questions?
So when you first come to like the switcher board,
Mhm.
what are all the buttons that need to be pushed? Like what is like?
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get to setup.
Okay.
So, let's say I want to take CG1 and I want to put that over program. How do I do that? So here's CG1. And how do I take that and put it onto program? But I want to put it over program. Brilliant. In your transition area, you have 5 buttons here, right? You have background, DSK1, DSK2, DSK3, DSK4. To put my program, which is set to, or my CG, which is set to DSK1, and then what do I hit?
Cut.
Auto trans or cut. And there's my DSK1 or my CG1 over program. Okay? How do I leave that on but change it to camera 3? So I want the graphic on, but I want to put CG3 under that instead of camera 2.
Go back to background,
Go back to background. Perfect.
and then hit 3,
Hit 3,
auto pacing.
and then dissolve or wipe or cut. Now how do I take that CG off?
DK1.
DSK1. It's in preview, right? Whatever's in preview is going to go to program.
Auto trans.
So once I hit it, it's going to look like that. Now I want to take CG1 with camera 2 at the same time. How would I do that? Brilliant. Background and DSK at the same time. Always look at preview. So in preview I have camera 2 with my CG over it. Then I hit one of the execution buttons and they both go to program. Good. You guys are getting it. Some of you. You had that lost look on your face. Okay, so when you come in to the switcher, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to set up what I call a base set. A base set is your setting. So if I were to hit this like that, and I hit camera 3, and I want to insert my CG1, well, it's not there because I did some funky things. My base set would allow me to hit a button to then reset this to CG1, and so now I can insert CG1. So no matter what I do on my board, I hit my reset button, and everything goes back to the way I built it, the way I want to. So the first thing you're going to do is build your base set. Our base set is DSK1 will be CG1, your DSK2 will be CG2. DSK1, CG1, DSK2, CG2. All right? So how do I tell DSK1 I want you to be CG1? Where would I put that at? So I have to do it in my key bus. My key bus is what I tell my key, my DSK is what you're going to be. So right now I'm telling DSK1 to be black and DSK2 to be black. Okay? This top row controls DSK1. This bottom row controls DSK2. So what did I want to set DSK1 as?
CG1.
CG1. What did I want to set DSK2 as?
CG2.
CG2. Do I see it on program yet?
No.
No, because they're off. These do not turn on a CG or your DSKs. This just tells you what your DSKs are going to be. So again, DSK1, CG1, DSK2, CG2. Good so far? Okay. Now I have something pulled up in CG1, so I'll put camera 3 on program, right? To check to make sure it works. 2 ways to turn on your DSK. 1 way is to hit DSK1 and hit cut, and it works. Another way to do it is to use these buttons here. Remember these, DSK 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just go ahead and turn it on. Looks good, and turn it off. But let's say it doesn't look good. I'll mess it up for you, because that's what I do. You don't have to record this part.
Hey, I'm just getting everything.
Oh, okay.
Gotta be thorough.
Oh, great. Okay, so let's say my DSK is on, right? And I know it's on because my red light here is on, and under DSK1 it says on, but I don't see it. I have to change the settings in my key or parameters. All right? So I set it here as CG1, right? Everyone with me so far. I turned it on, but I don't see it. The way to get to any Sony menu as quickly as you can without memorizing it is double clicking the button that you want to affect. So I want to affect DSK1, right? Because I don't see it, so I want to make sure I can see it. So double click it, it'll take this menu panel to the right, menu properties, so you can start playing around with it. All right? Always on the Sony board, the top will tell you the region of the board you're working in. So it says program preset here, right? Along the side, is what DSK you're working in or what key you're working in. So what key am I working in? DSK1, and across the bottom, it tells me what parameter in DSK1 I'm working with. Okay? So to change the basic settings, you always want to be in type. You're going to choose the type of key you're going to use. We talked about 3 keys on Monday. What are those keys? Luminance, linear, and chroma. What is a linear key?
External source dictates key info.
Brilliant. So, what that means is my CG is coming from an external source that's providing my switcher with the video and key layers separately. So if I'm using CG1 as my key, am I going to use a linear key?
No.
Yes.
Yes, because it's an external source that is not part of the switcher, externally sending you 2 signals, a video layer and a key layer. All right? Everyone with me? So, you hit linear, and now here on the right, there's a bunch of options. There's a clip and gain. Gain is the intensity of that graphic. So, if you turn it to the right, these are called soft knobs. Each soft knob refers to an option here. If I turn my gain up, and well, I'll turn it down, and then I'll turn it up, what do you see happening with my key?
The opacity is changing.
Right, the opacity is changing. So that's what gain is, opacity. How bright or light you want your key. And so I want my gain to be up at 100 because I want the full intensity of my graphic. All right? And then clip is the amount around my graphic that I want to show. So as I turn the key off, you see I'm losing different parts of my key, right? So I'm changing what the board is clipping off. So gain is intensity, and clip is how much it's keeping. All right. So as I turn it off, you see it's losing some of the graphic, right? By default, it should be at 0. 0. Oh no, I lied. 10. 10. No. 0 and 0. Does that make sense? Okay? So you get that beautiful looking graphic. So clip at 0, gain at 0. Okay? If I pump my gain up more, you'll see what happens with the Muro News 8 logo. So that's correct. That's correct, and that's not so correct. And there's a slight difference. You all see it? Okay. All right? Questions on that? No? Okay, so now